Hello, 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 and welcome to the weekly review at Sean's Rock. I am Sean Notorious, and of course, I'm joined along with.
And it's your boy Rock the mic. Man, I don't want to talk about the weather, but as you can see, I let my outfit kind of explain how hot it is. I mean, it's so
You're letting
hot,
your
my
outfit
dreads
dictate
fell
the
off.
conditions, huh? Yeah, you're
Yeah,
letting the outfit dictate the conditions. Yeah, yeah. Look, I ain't look. The rest of America had their heat wave like 2 weeks ago, and whatever. We're in ours now. Let me just say, you guys who are in like Wisconsin and all the other places
yeah,
that got like 90 something degrees,
no,
cool. We're hitting like the 90s with a real feel of like 109 degrees down here.
yeah.
Let me tell you, it's hot. I so hot, my black is melting off. I'm getting lighter. It's
I
that hot.
I also hate that it gives you the temperature, but then it'll be say it'll be like, oh, it's 95 today, but it feels like 110. Well, then just say it's
I know.
110 because I
This
don't
is
care
what
what it is. I
I don't know what
usually
it
I go
feels
by how
like.
I feel. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
cold.
I want
It's
to know about
32,
if
but
when
it feels like negative 20. I'm like, that is
uh,
freezing.
I want to know if when I open my door, does it feel like an oven or does it feel like a toast, like more like a microwave? That's what I
Yeah.
want to know.
Yeah. And it's not like I'm gonna make a decision like, oh, it's 95 instead of 94. So I guess I can do this now. No, bro.
Nah.
It is it is ungodly hot. I made a post on my story. Like this doesn't feel right hot. It feels like
Yeah.
everybody left their oven on at the same time hot. Like, wait a minute, something is not right. Either God is like just punishing us for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Or climate change is speeding up faster than we thought it would. So
Well,
stay
you
cool
you
out there.
know you know you heard about waters around our area. Well, they say Florida waters, but
Hmm.
mainly Gulf waters. Waters around our area hit 90 degrees.
Yeah.
That's
See?
not safe. That is not safe. That's how you get
Listen.
those amoebas that those amoebas that get into you. That
Mm,
nah. It even says don't swim in warm, tepid, like that kind
see?
of water.
That's another reason not to go to the beach. Like I said, that's all that does is solidify what I said in previous shows about going to the beach. It's hot, you get bacteria, you can drown, there's sharks, sand, traffic, sun. Like what? If
Okay,
you
okay.
read those words and you'd be like, does that sound like a good time? You be like,
The
hell
other
no.
half of the other half of the week review is here to tell you. Well, he said some BS. Go to the beach, have some fun, but yeah, you might get
Listen.
a brain eating amoeba. Just be careful.
Listen. I went to the beach last time and it's so hot, man. I seen a shark. He came out the water. It's like, damn, man. Like, y'all in this too? Like, yo, could y'all throw some ice cubes in this water for us? Because I'm sweating. I didn't turn
uh,
vegetarian. It's so damn hot. Oh
shoot,
man.
I'll be deep. I'll be deep. But yeah, anyway. But I mean, it's hey, like I said, it's a nice hot day here in Tampa,
Mhm.
but it's still a nice day. You know,
That's
it's
true.
still a nice day. We can go
I'll take hot
swimming, we
over
can get
cold
cooled
any day.
off. Yes, I would. Yes, I will. Yeah, you're not
So
even lying about that.
what uh what do we got on the rundown on this beautiful Friday?
Oh, well, can't forget about that. So on today's show, we have some great stories for you today. So we're going to talk about first, you know, starting July 20th, Women's World FIFA Women's World Cup's coming.
I
We
didn't
got
know
to
that.
get out there and support our USA Women's national team. You know,
Hmm. Did they win
Ripano's
the last
no,
one?
yes, they did. Ripano is not a part of the team any longer. She retired
Mm.
a few days before the match, but we still have the other ones that are standing strong. So we're going to talk a little about that. We're going to talk, of course, the biggest story that's hitting everything: the writers' strike versus AI. Yeah, we've talked a lot about AI here on the show, and apparently everybody else is talking about it too. So we're
Yeah.
going to discuss that a little bit,
We
and
might not even be here.
finally,
We might not even be real. This
I
this could
know
be an
this
AI
this will be a
generated.
whole deep fake. They don't know because
Just
that's how good it is.
look at the
It
fingers. It's
hey
always in the
30
fingers.
30 seconds of your voice. That's all you need. 30 seconds of your
Yep.
voice. And then finally, before we jump into what the floor, we're going to talk about Illinois. The state of Illinois is moving ahead with reparations. So they're going to start reparations
Yeah,
in
well, it's a
Illinois.
city. It's a city in Illinois. The whole state. Man, can you
Uh,
imagine if it was the whole state? I'd be like, yo, Sean, I'm moving to Illinois tomorrow. Get my check. Check.
me and you both. I
Yeah,
won't gonna be there
exactly.
6 months, but that 6 months
Exactly.
I'm getting my check in that 6 months.
Like, yeah, I'm here for the Black People Funding Day.
And
Um,
then, of course, we have a good what to Florida for you. So, with that and everything being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's first story. So, last year, late last year, we had the Men's World Cup, USA Men's. They went out and gave a
We did
fight.
okay.
They did, they tried. It went out and tried,
I
considering,
mean, it's soccer.
that
It's soccer.
it was stacked against us. We're not the soccer country. We're
No, we're
getting
not.
there. We're building, but we're not the soccer country. So they went out and tried. But
Our good athletes are playing other sports. Not saying that I love soccer. Don't get me wrong. I love football with a U. I love football. Okay, but it's just I don't know, man. It's going to take a few more years, maybe
yeah,
another decade or so before like we're actually like competing on on a
I would
championship level.
uh, I wouldn't give it a decade. I really would.
Less
I'd
than that?
say I'll go with your first one. I'd say a few more years, probably like 3 to 5 more years. We'll
Okay.
really jump on that bandwagon. Just because just within the last 5 years. Oh no, let's say that within the last 8 years. Within the last
We've
8 years,
improved.
we've improved greatly, and then a lot of that has to do, which is our topic for the day, with our U.S. women's national team, the U.S. women's
Mhm.
soccer team, and Ripino being a big, huge part of that. Um, she was a team captain, and led us to 3 championships, winning 2 of them. You know, that's amazing.
That's
That's
impressive.
amazing. That's
That
amazing.
like to win every like it's not like the World Cup is every couple months or once a year. I mean, this is like
Um,
you have to
every four
be it's every
years.
4 years. Yeah, you have to be good on a certain date, once every 4 years. That is very hard to do. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's just like
yeah.
you lose, you may not I mean, especially if you're like a fairly, I don't know, average player on the team, you may not even get called up to play in the next World Cup. So
Oh,
so
you
there's
know
a
it.
very
You know it's
yeah,
true.
it's
You know it's
that
true.
I mean, go ahead.
And you don't make a mistake out there. You make a mistake out there, you can forget the next go round. Go ahead and forget the
Exactly.
next go round. You're done.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, it's something because when I was in where was I? I was in Virginia Beach for the
Mhm,
last Women's World Cup.
mhm.
And I remember this very vividly because it was just after I had some surgeries or whatever. So I was just laying back, just chilling, whatever.
So my memory is the best right after surgery.
Hey,
I
it,
don't
hey,
forget
it
nothing.
is. Hey, it is. I'm saying, look, I know this because I can pinpoint why that happened. No, I'm kidding.
This
I'm
was a very traumatic time in my life. I will
kidding.
never forget this, and I was in the hospital bed. I remember seeing on the TV, some women playing soccer.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was in the hospital. I'll tell you where I was at. I was actually on a rooftop bar, having a couple of
Okay,
drinks, right?
okay.
And the soccer team started playing. And it was just a few people at first. When I say a few people, I mean like maybe a handful. And then by halftime, which is they call intermission,
Mhm.
by halftime, that whole rooftop was packed with people cheering on this women's soccer team. Now, I saw people around because I was in my hometown actually at that time for the men's soccer match. No one was looking at TV hardly.
No.
No one was doing any cheering. It's not happening. But when the women's soccer team got on TV, man,
Yeah,
that place blew up.
they
So
are
that's what I got
winners.
to say. They are winners. They're nothing but winners. And so everyone knows before we get further into it, the World Cup starts. The Women's World Cup. Correct myself. The Women's World Cup starts on July 20th. You can most likely watch it on any major national sports network. But of
Mhm.
course, ESPN is going to carry everything because that's ESPN. But you've got to check it out because let me tell you, this is already starting off rough.
Let me ask you
Because
this: is it our
but
championship to lose?
yeah, oh yeah, it's definitely our championship
Okay.
to lose. I mean, they have
Mhm.
strong players on the other teams, and there's actually articles about that. But there's no team that has a strong team
Oh,
versus the
yeah.
USA women's.
Yeah,
So, and here's where it kind of starts off with. So, Ireland and Colombia had a friendly. They decided to have a friendly game, a friendly little,
which is the
hey,
2
we're
polar
trying to.
opposites of countries, by the way. Ireland and, Colombia.
Oh, very much, very much so. Yes, they are. But they said to have a little friendly match. They were kicking the ball around. This isn't supposed to get physical because they know
Right.
in two
It's a
week in a few
friendly.
weeks time, they got to really go out there and really go for it.
Right.
Well, apparently Colombia didn't get the message because Colombia went out there hard. They
Okay.
after 20 minutes of play, 20 minutes of a friendly World Cup match, they stopped the match because Ireland like, nope, we're done. They had sustained so many injuries at
Wait, wait, wait,
off
wait.
and a major injury off their one of their main players. Their Ireland midfielder Denise O'Sullivan, she had to even undergo a scan after sustaining a shin injury. the results are expected tomorrow. So, or yeah, tomorrow. So that's how Saturday. So people
But
understand
aren't
the
the Irish
results are
supposed to be
expected
lucky?
Saturday. Hey, luck ain't got nothing to do with
Yeah,
skill
but
when
like
skill comes to play.
you would think in a friendly match, I don't know if they've already like qualified for the World Cup, but you would think in a friendly match that you wouldn't start or risk starting your best players. You know what I mean? In case,
Well,
unless
I mean, it's friendly though. I mean, you're gonna start wherever because the shake hand before is, hey, look, this is like
we about
now,
to
now
whoop
we don't
your
know
ass.
don't now that we don't do it anymore. But you remember the NFL? Well, we still do it. The NFL uh uh not wild card game the one
The
right after run All Star game,
Pro
NFL
Bowl,
All Star.
the
Yeah,
Pro
yeah,
Bowl.
yeah, thank you. The Pro Bowl. So just like the Pro Bowl, and I don't know if anyone's ever people who've watched Pro Bowl and watched normal football
Yeah,
will
but
tell you
that's a
the
flag football
hits
game
that
pretty much.
they hit, and that's why they turn it into flag football because the hits aren't as hard. It's just like, hey, I gotta play next year,
Right. Well, I mean,
and that's what they do,
in the
and that's how
NFL,
it's
that was
supposed
a
to be, and
dumb
that's
idea to have like a all-star game essentially for and not only essentially an all-star game, but you have the best highest paid players playing in an all-star game of football against each other. Like you want to talk
yeah,
about the
in a game
liability
that does not,
issues,
in
it
a game
doesn't
that does
count.
not matter, it doesn't count
Yeah.
towards any stat
Hey
whatsoever.
Tom Brady, you want to risk an injury playing in a game that doesn't mean anything, playing against some of the best defensive tackles you've ever played against in your entire career? Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's why they cut it out. Same thing with
Mhm.
this. This was supposed to be a friendly, essentially a flag soccer match. He's not flag football, but a flag soccer match. Hey,
No.
and instead it turned into a real soccer match. There's I don't know if Colin can pull up the picture that was sent on the webpage, but this the concentration, this the word, the determination on one of the Ireland women's faces tells you the friendly stopped within the first 5 minutes. This is real soccer.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, you got to understand. Like, I mean, it's hard to even in friendly matches or games that don't count, man. Like, you can't really like expect your opponent to play like you play. You know what I
No, you
mean?
can't. Yeah,
It's who knows? Colombia may be vying for a better strategy going into the World Cup. Ireland, maybe they had their ticket already punched. They can just kind of be letting off the gas a little bit, but it's just like it's still a game, man. You play to win, and in soccer, well, not just in soccer, I'll just say specifically in the World Cup. Like I said, this is a once every 4 year opportunity, right? So
yeah.
you got to take everything seriously. Who knows if Colombia was doing tryouts, right? If whoever didn't play well was off the team or something of that nature. So I mean,
Well,
women's
even
soccer is a little bit more, I would say, aggressive. A little bit more contact. They kind of go cleats first into a lot of balls, but the
yeah.
men's is more a finesse game and skill. Not saying the women aren't skilled, but it's just what I observed. So I'm not surprised.
I mean, you've got to play to your strengths, and I'm not saying,
Right.
and just like you said, I'm not saying that the women's soccer team does not have their skilled players. And look, if you've made the USA women's soccer national team,
You're
you
good.
are skilled. You are skilled,
Exactly.
hands down. We're not taking that from you at all. What we're saying is, in addition to that skill, well, I think what you're trying to say, in addition to that skill, you have an aggressive nature to your
Right.
play
Right.
that you're ready to use. And the picture that was just brought up to our audience who could to our listeners on audio who can't see, it was a picture of the Colombia's team, which is wearing yellow, and the Ireland team, which is of course wearing green. And you see the player,
Of course. Of course, we're agreed.
Denise O'Sullivan, who's number 10 on Ireland's team. This is right before she sustained a shin injury during the warm up game in Brisbane.
Now, a shin
So
injury, like shin splints, or like a broken like leg,
that's
because
why
that's
she
the
had to go
only
to
two shin injuries that I can really think of.
but and that's why she had to undergo the scan because I mean I've hurt my shin a million times in playing football and then
Mhm.
military. Shin
Carts,
splints
shopping
hurt.
carts, little kids.
Shopping carts. Hey, uh, your your bed in the bedroom. I'm just saying,
Everything,
your shin
anything
takes
below the
your
knee that you
yeah,
can't
your
see.
shin is taking some damage, plain hands down. And so that's why they had to undergo this scan for her, I'm sure, because she has no idea. I mean, I had no idea. I'm sure when you play sports, you had no idea. Oh, my shin hurts. Okay, it's a week later. It still hurts. Maybe I need to get it checked out.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's weird that they stopped the game, though. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I know it's a friendly, but it's like people get hurt in competition all the time. They don't like besides, I mean, obviously DeMar Hamlin, that situation was very unique.
Yeah.
But besides that, if it's not life threatening, they usually, maybe say a prayer if it's really bad, but they usually continue play. I mean, even if it's a friendly, even if it's a scrimmage, what I mean, it's part of the game. And a lot of times, and the reason I say that is because it's how your team can, come together after you lose a player and see how they play after that. But if you just stop the game, that's not going to happen in the World Cup. They're just like, well, get her off the field. Who's next man up? Type deal.
I mean, hey, you're exactly right. You're 100% right. But I think in this instance, and it's probably league wide
Hmm.
because it's something that's only played 4 years. I mean, there are yearly national soccer trip matches. Let's not pretend they're not.
Right.
But this is the soccer match. This is the soccer championship of all soccer championships. So that's why this
Right.
one's so important. And
Bring
I
your A
think
game.
and I think they don't want to injure any more of their top players before they have a chance to at least take that national field and put them on that national, not national, I'm
Right.
sorry, on that international stage. So I
Right.
think that's why they would go ahead and stop it
And
before
and,
something
and they
else
also
gets
got to
worse.
understand, and I'll probably leave it with this, but you play in Colombia, and you don't even have to be an avid soccer fan to understand that those South American countries, that's all they care about is soccer. They play hard. Their competition is stiff. You got Brazil, you got Venezuela, you got what's the one that starts with a P?
Yeah,
Wow.
Paraguay, Paraguay,
Paraguay, Peru, Uruguay,
Peru.
whatever. I mean, you got all these like they live and bleed football, but yeah, you got to expect that, and obviously you know hopefully the Irish player hopefully recovers well and is ready to play.
Yes,
But it's just, that's just it's one of those things that happens in sports. Injuries happen. Like careers
injuries.
get
Yeah,
ended because of
yeah.
injuries. It's part of the game. The more you play,
Yeah.
the more likely you are to get injured. So
I
hopefully
think
she
you.
hopefully she recovers. But USA, I think if I know the women's team like I've witnessed over the past, I don't know, 20 years, this should be an easy win for them.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, I mean, I got hurt playing football
Oh
numerous
yeah.
times. It's just a part of the game.
Yeah, football will make you like
But
reconsider like your life. Like, should I be doing this?
but I do understand the want to protect your player before they
Yeah.
have the chance to make that national field. So before we move on, I'm gonna just name a few of the people on the USA women's soccer team because us being Americans, if we don't, people are like, oh, you guys don't like us or something. So no, no, we like you a lot. We're gonna
Amanda
we're gonna talk
Miller,
you out a little bit.
Sarah
No, right.
Sarah Steenheisen. Like I probably can guess a
So
couple names.
you probably could. You ain't too far off. So you've got Aubrey Kingsbury, number 21. She's the goalkeeper. This is her second match. You have Casey Murphy, also goalkeeper. This is her 14th appearance. So this is not her second. She's been there since probably the third one or the first time they
Yeah.
won. You've got Alyssa Nair, also goalkeeper. Alana Cook, a defender.
I was about to say, damn, it's
You've
a team of goalkeepers. Like,
uh, you got Sophia Herta, defender. Naomi Grama, defender. Crystal Dunn, defender. Emily Fox, defender. I'm going to name
yeah, you butchered
midfielder.
about three of those names.
Hey, you
We
don't
got
know
Elsa
that.
Gunda.
You
We
don't
got
know that. Hey,
Marissa,
I could have said it
Teresa,
right.
Lissa. I don't know. This is
I could have said it
you
right.
better off
I could
just
have said it
saying
right.
like their jersey numbers.
All
We
right.
got number 10,
Number
8,
10,
7, 6,
Lindsay. Hey,
and a
number
goalkeeper.
10, Lizzie Horan, midfielder. 16, Rose Lavelle, midfielder. Christy Mewis, 22, midfielder. Ashley Sanchez, number 2, midfielder. And for forwards, we have that's not all the midfielders, that's just some of them. For the forwards, these are the ones who go out there and do all the little fancy kicks you guys like to see. You've got Alex Morgan, who's I
Everybody
believe
know
one of the
her.
captains. Yes, exactly. Alex Morgan. She's made a lot. She has 121 goals, 49 assists, and this is her. She's made 207 appearances as a USA Women's national on the soccer team. So yeah, we all know who she is. She's playing. Megan Rapinoe, who is not playing, she's on the roster for some unknown reason, but she's not playing. She's retired. She has 63 goals. Woo!
Mhm.
73 assists and 109 appearances. And then you have Trinity Rodman. Also, Ford, this is her 18th appearance. She's made 4 goals, 3 assists. So this is not her first appearance. Lynn Williams, she is from a 4. She's made 15 goals. Alyssa Thompson, Ford, this is her first appearance.
So
Sophia
don't
Smith,
nobody know who these people are.
hey, but
I
that's
am not
okay.
everybody know is Rappaport and Alex Morgan. And that's to
Exactly.
me, I thought it was just two people playing against 11
Hey,
people.
exactly. But hey, but you play. Imagine you that second string wide out
Mm,
or that second string tail.
listen,
You want
if
your
I'm
name
second
called.
string, if I'm second
You want
string,
your name
I ain't
called.
playing. I ain't on the team. I need to be out there, coach.
Nah,
Put me in the
nah.
game, coach. Booby Miles, put me
Hey,
in the game.
second string works at the first string all the time. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
All right,
But
fair enough.
those are some of your people who are going to be making the USA look good on the soccer field
Listen,
because
I'm rooting for my
we need
African
to.
people, baby. Listen, I mean, my native land, they didn't make the team, they didn't make the cut, whatever. But
Uh,
shout out to Ghana, shout out to Nigeria. I'm always rooting for my motherland teams, even though we get waxed every 4, 2, 1, 3 years or however long it is. So, but go USA. That's my
Yeah,
second favorite.
exactly. Go USA. So, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next top story. So, in case you're living in a rock, you don't have a TV, a phone, radio, any kind of device that will give you news some kind of way, you would know about this. So let me tell you what's going on. There's a writer's strike that's happened that started 3 months ago. So when I say writer's strike, I mean this is the Screen Actors Guild, SAG,
Right.
ASTRA, um, union members who are on strike now. These are the
Yeah,
writers. These
this
are the
this
people who
Hollywood
write your
problem.
favorite. Yeah, these are the ones who write your favorite shows now. I'm not. Look, you want to see your Law and Orders. You want to see your The
Mm,
Boys. You want to see yeah,
Curb Your
The
Enthusiasm. I've
Mandalorian.
been I've been waiting for season
Curb
11 to
Your
finally come
Yeah,
out.
yeah. These are the people you need, and they're not, and they are on strike. But it doesn't stop there. As of today, as of this morning, the actors have also now joined the strike. So not only do you have people not to write the stories you like to hear, but now
Mhm.
you don't have anyone to act in the stories you like to watch.
So basically,
So
if you a first time actor, now's your chance to get yourself out there and get to some auditions because I mean, I could play a Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Like, well, you mean to tell me Michael B. Jordan is on a strike because of that movie?
oh
So,
no,
well, I mean, I can try to read some lines.
you're not taking that chance. You're not, and let me tell you why not taking that chance, because it's a bigger issue than just people not
Right.
showing up for work. Here's what's going on. So the writers are mad because, and actors too, are mad because AI and deep fakes are now a problem in their industry.
Oh
The
yeah.
issue is because AI has services like ChatGPT. So people know there's ChatGPT, but there's also more fleshed out versions of this service, and of course the deep fake services that are out there. These services can now make your job obsolete in the acting industry.
Oh yeah.
Here's how. You normally have a team of writers, 10, 12 writers writing on a TV show. For a movie, you're looking at 20 to 30 writers
Well,
writing on the show.
this doesn't affect like stories based off like books and stuff, right?
This affects any kind of writing period that needs to go. And you can't take a book and make it right into a movie. You have to have someone write that screenplay.
Right. But like, like I would think that you would have to follow like an outline if you were like writing something based off a novel.
Not too much, because you have to put your own dramatic flair into it, and that's what a lot of
Mm,
writers do. So,
mm.
I mean,
Actually,
most
those
books,
those are probably those are probably like the movies that like the writers don't get paid that much. I would assume.
yeah, I would assume so too. But and that will be a smaller issue. But this is
Mm,
all writing. This is all your shows, and this is your reality shows. Because guess what? There's writers for reality shows.
mhm.
These are your scripted shows. These are your non-scripted. This is everything that you watch. Now, no longer has no one to act in it or write for it. So there's no TV unless it's sports. There's no TV. There's no movies that are going to come out anytime soon, unless it's already done.
Right.
It- and the reason being is because the AI thing, what it can do, it can write a whole script. It will write a whole script for you,
Right.
and then what the writers are afraid of is that happening, and the studio only hiring maybe one or two writers to come in and correct that script for
Right.
a much lower rate of pay, maybe for a day or two rate of pay, and then now a full script is done. They've fixed the nuances, but they only got paid just to do the fix.
Hmm. That makes sense.
Now
I mean,
and
and
now
then I guess you could just deep fake the actors too, or
and
AI
that's the other
generate
thing, yeah.
actors.
So an actor, and this is mainly like an extra or a backup actor, basically was the ones who walk around on the streets that you don't pay attention to, but you still notice
NPC,
them.
NPC actors,
The yeah,
NPCs in the background.
the NPC actors, yes. Though they are worried about and when you think about the Pac and the Biggie holograms they've done, I can understand. They are worried about coming in, showing up for work
Mhm.
for one day, getting their faces scanned, and then saying, "Okay, we don't need you anymore." And but yet they're in the rest of the movie. And the reason what being is because they hired some basically a mime actor to say nothing, just put your face on it, or they didn't need. And sometimes they didn't need an actor; they can just put
Yeah,
a
they can just
little.
they can. I mean, these days you can
They can do a whole body in there. Take your whole body, stick
special
in there.
effects can do a
But
lot of stuff these days.
yeah, but the problem is you're only going to get paid for that one day. And if people don't know about how much extras get paid in Hollywood, it's
Mhm.
not $1,000. It's not even 500. You get paid $200 a day
Sometimes you don't
as
even
an
get
extra.
paid. You just get fed in like IMDb credit.
Exactly. So that's what you're looking at. That's what they're afraid of is only getting paid very minimum to nothing, but yet their likenesses and their creativity being used.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you I mean, you don't like I'm sure before you sign on as an extra or a lead role or whatever or it may be, or maybe a writer to come fix up a script, like I'm sure it's like a contract or with an agent that like has to like go over terms beforehand. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, can we use your face to plaster on NPCs in the background of this billion-dollar movie? Like, I'm most likely, I'm probably going to be represented by an agent, and hopefully, if he's a good one, he would say, "Of course not, no." And I mean, you
Yeah,
can't like, I mean, I know you
but
can always get someone for cheaper, but it's just like, I don't
a
know. I
lot of
feel like
the
if enough good actors and writers, like they're doing now, like you said, go on strike. I mean, I would. Would you watch a movie if okay, let me ask you this. Would you watch like a summer blockbuster movie, but had no actor, no famous, no, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio, Denzel, or anybody you can recognize in the movie, and you knew it was AI generated?
before I answer that question, I have a question to follow up with it. So you can just as a clarification. Are there any big explosions, car chases, any of that in the movie?
Yeah, we'll use like a Fast and Furious for example.
Then yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm
Hmm.
gonna watch it.
Even if like,
Just because just because the special effects alone, there's some language in it, and that's the problem, is because a person will watch something like that, because they don't
yeah,
need a lot. Think about there's an uh, it's not really an anime, but it's a cartoonish type anime called
hmm
Tchaikovsky's Primal. Comes on HBO. There
hmm
is zero words said in this thing. No words. It
oh,
is nothing but nothing but an
just
animal
action.
grunts action. That's it. That's it.
It's like something my
The music
dog would
back
watch.
and the music background. You think so, but guess
Okay.
what? It just got Emmy nominated.
Yeah,
That
but
is
like, but that's because that's unique and different. If everything was like that,
no.
it would be trash.
That's not the first time that's happened. There's been plenty of shows that's come out before that tried to do that. There's even a samurai show that came out a few years ago that tried to do that, and it didn't hit. It didn't stick.
So does this
This
affect, I know it affects everybody, but what's the bigger impact on movies in the cinema or like your average series and TV shows?
all of it. That's the thing. This is
Okay.
everything. Production has stopped on everything.
Right.
The Deadpool movie that was slated to come out, that they you literally just saw Hugh
Uh-huh.
Jackman and Ryan
Mm,
Reynolds
uh-huh.
releasing screenshots of it of them acting. That's on hold. That would be now at least 2 years before that comes out.
I
The
think now though,
more
like I
the
go
Mortal
ahead.
Kombat sequel and another sequel, that was slated to come out later this year. Movies that are
Not
already
coming
done
out.
are not coming out because they don't have anyone come in and fine tune them, so they're getting pushed out years
I would say
later.
this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't watch like if I like now that I know like I mean, I heard about it, but I didn't really know like the details about the writer's strike. But like for instance, next week when the Oppenheimer movie comes out, I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan, right? So like I wouldn't watch a carbon copy of something that's supposed to be like Christopher Nolan, right? I'm really it's like I mean, I not everybody's like that, but I'm
But
really
you wouldn't
big with
know.
like no, but like I'm really big with like knowing who's in the movie, who's the directors, and all that stuff before I actually watch or buy tickets to go see the movie. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna like buy a movie. I don't care how great the trailer is, and it says written by ChatGPT, starring ChatGPT, edited by ChatGPT.
It's
You know what I mean? Like
But
I'm
see,
just I wouldn't.
but it's not gonna say that because that's the thing. The writers who came in to fix the script or the
Mhm.
actors who got scanned, their names are still gonna be on the top on that A line. So
Yeah,
it's
but
not gonna
I don't
be
think
written
any
by
like big
ChatGPT.
A-list actors have agreed to have their face scanned. Have to
They don't have to worry that, and they are not the ones that are concerned. It's everybody else. The
well,
A-list
they're
actors,
not concerned yet, but it eventually is going to affect. It's going to affect everyone.
and that's why the A-list actors, have also joined in the strike.
Right.
You mentioned the Oppenheimer movie. Apparently, that Matt Damon left his
He
own
walked out.
premiere.
Yeah, a
Walked
lot
out
of
of
them
his
did.
own premiere.
Hmm.
So that is how big this is. The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, uh, is in the strike for long haul with a plan. This is from them, but the plan to let the Writers Guild of America, the WGA,
WGA.
bleed out before resuming negotiations. The end game is to allow things to drag on until union members start losing their apartments and losing their houses. One source told the article. Here's the other thing.
Yeah,
Bob
that's like with
Iger.
I feel like that's always with unions, right? That it always happens, right? You try to
Bob
hold out. How? Go ahead, Bob Iger.
uh, Bob Iger also said, and I want a direct quote because I don't want to state something.
First of all, tell
But
the people
Bob
who's Bob Iger in case they don't know.
So, oh, I'm sorry, you're right. So Bob Iger, who is the CEO, he's not the CEO. He was not CEO when the whole fight between the governor of Florida and Disney started, but he was the previous CEO and now the current CEO of Disney. That's who Bob
Disney.
Iger is.
That's
So
ESPN. That's ABC. That's what Disney owns damn near.
that's
I'm surprised it's
ESPN,
not called just
ABC.
everything.
I mean, the reason why your cable bill goes up, just so I don't know if anyone understands this, it's not because of normal channels. It's not because of HBO. It's not because of the movie channel or the weather channel. It's because ESPN has decided they wanted to raise their rates, and so the cable companies got to pay them. So they're not coming out of
Yeah,
pocket.
you
They're going to
you
raise
hear
rates
how
for everybody else.
they clean house on a lot of popular what you call it talking heads like Jalen Rose. He got let go.
Yeah, he's out. Um,
Shit, a few others, a
yeah,
lot, pretty much.
they're cleaning house, and it's not like their ratings went down. Nothing went down. They just clean house for new blood. That's all they're doing. That is it.
That's business is business.
But now Disney CEO Bob Iger, who makes, by the way, and this is before bonuses, he makes
A lot.
27 $27 million a year before bonuses. After bonuses, he makes $70 million a year. 70
He
million.
making more than Mickey
He
Mouse.
he complains that writers and actors aren't realistic in their demands, refuses to answer what's unrealistic, and admits a strike will be devastating. But he doesn't care. He says it's not realistic. But you're getting
Well,
paid $70 million a year to sit on your butt.
it's a double edged sword, right? Because you go on strike, you don't agree to writing, acting, whatever it may be. They're right. Eventually, the well's going to dry up. Like, I mean, you got to make money somehow. You got to live, or you you stop going on strike and you agree to maybe a lower pay. I mean, that's how unless like you know maybe the Fed step in or Congress steps in or something. A higher power can change that. I mean, that's just that's kind of how it is, because I mean, I'm sure there's times where we've complained that saying like, you mean to tell me so and so made that much money for this movie, or so and so made that much money for writing that or directing that, right? It's absurd amount of pay sometimes, and then it's like an absurd amount of an offer from a studio, right? They got to find somewhere in
Yeah,
the middle. I mean, should
but
writers and
but
actors be like, should they have to
writers,
make the same amount of pay as the average American? Should it be
no,
regulated like
no,
that? No?
I'm not saying that. But here's the thing: writers don't
Mhm.
normally get an astronomical amount of pay. They normally make
The
generally
good
what
ones.
the average American, even the good ones, only make a normal amount of pay. The good ones, how they become make that big bonus is they write books on top of their scripts. and that's how they become these Steven Spielberg,
Right.
W.B. Kuntz. They write stories, they write for Hollywood, but they wrote books to really
Yeah, but
cement
that's
themselves
maybe that's the way
as
to
a
go.
top
Maybe
writer.
you gotta write a novel first, and then, maybe get credit for
But
that, that turns into a movie.
in an industry that takes 20 writers to write one movie,
Yeah, that's true.
you're not gonna be able to get of all those novel writers at a good rate of pay.
You
You know,
you
and
know
that's
what you know what they're gonna have to do, or at least in the part-time? You know what's not affected by AI or any of that? Go back in the theater, live theater. You
that's
can't
the
fake
only
a you can't AI a live show, you
and
know?
that's what that's the out of the SAG Astra union, that is the
Mhm.
only and that's the only part of the industry that's still allowed to continue is
Right,
live action performances
right. Well,
because they're live action. So
if you a
I see
thespian,
what
you
you're
winning
saying.
right now.
I see what you're saying about unions and how unions can kind of come in and get beat down a
Right,
lot of times. But at the same time, we wouldn't have the minimum wage that we had. We wouldn't have even a minimum wage period. We wouldn't have vacations. We wouldn't
right,
have AEO, any of that stuff unless we had a union to go on strike to make these things happen. So that's
right.
why
Because
we
corporate
have all
America
this.
will take advantage if you let it.
Oh yes, they don't care. They just worry about their pocket. And and I think with the A-list actors and actresses joining in this
The whole
into the
strike.
strike, I think now more people. I mean, everyone was taking notice, everyone saw it, but I think now more people
Right.
are going to be like, "Oh wait, I want to see that movie
Right, and I'm
in
glad I'm glad
July
you
or
said that.
whatever."
I'm glad you said that too, because like I said, I wouldn't have even heard about it really. I mean, it wouldn't have been brought to my attention, and it wouldn't have been as relevant to me if I didn't know that, like, the cast for the movie I really wanna see walked out, right? You know what I mean? If it's like
Right?
some B-list actors, actors or writers, like you said, like, people I've never heard of, I was like, "Oh, that sucks." But if it's like, like you said, Matt Damon says he's not doing movies anymore, or what's another one? I don't know.
Shoot, heck, his buddy Ben Affleck, or
Fucking
even
what's the guy from
the
Batman?
Batman, but
Christian Bale is not doing movies anymore until this credit.
yeah,
Like that would affect me because they've you've grown, a liking to these actors and these movies and these writers who have a certain style that you're accustomed to, and directors and so on and so forth. So I think that's a good thing with like entertainment. It's like it's not just like it's not a union like the um I don't know, like the
the
police
Steelworkers
police
Union.
union or something like that, where like you
Yeah,
know what it is, but you don't know anyone that's in it. It's like
yeah,
they bring value to us, as people who watch and spend our hard earned money on for them to entertain us. So of course, man, entertain you affect anything entertaining to you that can kind of give you a break from the usual stresses of life. And now you can't even see a movie you want to. Hell yeah.
yeah,
F them studios. Well, unless y'all are hiring.
yeah.
but
But is that? But that's exactly right. Exactly right. People are now taking notice. Like, hey, look, because hey, I just watched Deadpool 2 again just the other day because I'm like,
Mhm.
because I knew Deadpool 3 is coming out, and those are really good movies. And the
Well,
reason why I
Ryan
keep bringing it
Ryan
up,
Reynolds is making an ass load of money
oh yeah,
after what did he sell?
Mint,
Mint Mobile? Yeah.
Mint Mobile, yeah,
Like, if I'm
yeah.
him, I'm not even making movies anymore. I'm like, "Yo, I'm just
uh,
chilling, watching
No,
everybody save money."
yeah. Well, he's got a following
Right.
with the whole Deadpool thing, and he's got to kind of finish it up with at least a third one. I'm hoping for a fourth, but he's got to at least seal it up with a third one.
We'll see,
But
we'll see.
they literally 3 days before, and we'll move on. 3 days before the actors and all this really hit, big time. 3 days before, him and Hugh Jackman were on the beach somewhere doing a fight scene, and they release all type. And Marvel does not do this, by the way. Marvel never
Uh-huh,
does this, but Marvel will actually release behind the scenes shots of them doing their and not just shots, but also some recorded images as well, videos as well of them making Deadpool 3. You know something's up when even Marvel starts releasing behind the scenes before the movie even comes out.
oh, yeah.
Something's up.
Yeah,
So
we
that
might have
was
to
a
start getting movies on bootleg these days. Like, "Yo, you got that new
yeah,
Deadpool 3 in the back of the car?"
hey,
Anyways,
thumbs up. Yeah, but hey, if you want to see your favorite actors and actresses continue to act and act at a top tier
just
level,
stalk the shit out of them.
yeah,
Don't do that.
yeah, support the strikers, support the strike, just the union, and give them your support. And if you don't, hey, don't support it. That's up to you. But
Right.
here I'm supporting them. I mean, I think they should get paid what they deserve, because I know if it was me, I want to get paid what I would deserve as well.
Well, I'll say this, well, speaking of getting paid what you deserve, that's going to segue into the next little topic we have here. Black people are getting reparations in Evanston, Illinois. There, I said it out loud.
Whoa, we gonna
Basically,
get paid.
listen, we
Yay!
moving to Illinois, Colin. You about to get paid too. Look, we about to throw you off a little bit as well. It's like, yeah, he's a part of the trio here. But all jokes aside, so actually, black residents are starting to receive black, as in African Americans, me and you, and whoever is browner than a certain degree. And Evanston, Illinois, has become, and I'm reading straight from the article, by the way, and this is from Newsweek. Evanston, Illinois, has become the first city in the U.S. to deliver on its promise of paying reparations to black residents. Hallelujah! The city committed to in 2019 to spend 10 million over 10 years on local reparations. 2 years later, in 2021, it approved a program to give eligible black residents $25,000, a
Hey.
$25,000 housing grant for down payments,
Mhm.
repairs, or existing mortgages, an effort to atone for the city's past racist housing policy. So it's like it's reparation. It's like hey, apparently in Evanston, Illinois, if you was black and even if you had money, it was very hard to buy property just because of the, I'm in real estate, like the redlining and the,
Yeah.
what's the other one? And it's another term for it. I can't remember right now. But Evanston's program is being funded. This is the catchy part. So the program is actually being funded through revenue from a 3% tax, okay, on the sale of recreational marijuana and a real estate transfer tax on properties worth over 1 million when they are sold.
Now they wrong for
So
that. How they gonna have ganja, the green, marijuana, pay for Black Americans getting paid? I mean, reparations. I mean, come on, man. That's messed. Come on, man. Come
yeah, I
on
mean,
now.
well,
Come on,
I
man. I
don't know. It's
mean,
kind of
you
weird.
you
I don't
you
know how
you
I feel
you
about
put
that.
you put like a majority of African American, not a majority of all of them, but the
You-
majority of the majority of the offenders who you state were African American, you put in jail for marijuana related offenses, and now you're gonna have that pay reparations to African Americans.
Well, yeah, and the tax, and the funny part is, I guarantee. So I mean,
Come on,
the
you can't make
taxes,
this up, man.
but it's like, and I guarantee, like the recreational dispensaries or whatever are probably not black owned either, which is
Most of them are
kind
not.
of probably even
Yeah.
more comical. Um, I mean, of all the things you choose that, like, damn man, you mean to tell me you couldn't tax like, I don't know, schools or
Yeah.
maybe the parks and rec in your community?
Make an
No, they
make
like
an ice cream tax. Give us an
yeah,
ice
that's like
cream
here's some
tax.
money, but this comes from the sale of weed. They're like, oh, I don't really
Yeah.
know if I want that. you know,
Come on, man. That's messed up. Like,
personally, I
come
just feel
on.
attacked. Yeah, it
It's a little dirty feeling. And look,
can be books, can be the
I,
sale of books.
I'm look, I'm a smoker. I like the ganja. But
hmm
I'm not trying to get. I mean, if you're going to pay me reparations, I'm going to take it. But I don't really want reparations paid to me from something that you've used to jail African Americans for the last 40, 50 years.
hmm
Come on. Come on. And you jail these for
Yeah,
not like 2 months or 3 months or a year. I'm talking like some serious like jail time. Some even doing life over marijuana.
right.
And now you want to pay reparations for it? Come on, man. Come
Yeah, it's
on,
like,
man.
well, it's just a tax. It's the tax on the marijuana. So it's like I'm sure you're promoting. I mean, not. I mean, like I smoke every now and then. Not nothing. I mean, not every now and then, but it's a couple months a time per year type deal.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge
I'm
smoker like
medical.
that.
So, hey,
Yeah, you
yeah.
medical. Yeah, I think I'm medical too. Actually, that make my back hurt. But
Fuck you.
it's just like it's just crazy that like that's what they're using the tax on that sale. So it's like we are promoting. The only way we would pay you is the promotion of the one plant that we've incarcerated most of your people with anyway. You know what I mean? It's like you're still getting
Yeah.
something out of it in a way. It's just I don't know. Well,
It,
I mean, they're getting
it,
money. I get it. I'm happy for the residents who are getting the 25,000. It's toward housing though. It's not like they're just gonna give you like a check
yeah,
that
you
says
ain't getting a
25,000 with
check.
your name on it.
Yeah.
No, it's toward housing. It's
See,
no different than a first time home buyer grant here is just specifically for African Americans. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, at least California is trying to actually give them some cash in their hands. They're not trying to do a
I
housing.
honestly, I don't think I'd
They're-
be. I think I'm kind of against just giving like just straight cash. You know, like because I
But
mean, think about it. When we
what
got our
if you
go ahead.
think about how many African Americans are not homeowners, or even
Give
in
them
the
a
league
home,
yet to be, or even in the league yet to be a homeowner? You know, a lot of them can't afford it because the jobs they're working are lower income type of work. I'm not saying most. I'm not even,
right?
by no means, but a lot of them are, and a lot of them who need those reparations
Hmm.
are the ones working in those lower income areas who are not going to be able to afford a home. So how are they going to get their piece of the pie?
Or how about this? Like, how about it'd be like, say, I give you 50 grand, 25 for whatever you want, and the 25 has to go towards some sort of down payment for a property. Like you can't use it for
There you
anything else.
go. There you go. Because then you take part of that 50 grand you got in cash, correct
Right.
your
It's
credit
like
and everything else you need
ensuring
to
like
do
that, it's like a
that you get into
trust.
the house. Yeah. Because at the end, the end result, which I agree with, I think you're alluding to, is property ownership,
Right.
which builds your overall not income, but your that's what I'm looking for. Your well, how much you're worth, not how much you're worth, but your
Or like your value,
your value,
assets,
your
your
yeah, it helps build your assets. So, and that's what you want. You want that because you want to be able to pass that down eventually. So that's what
right.
you want. So
Right.
it
No,
gets you
I
there.
agree. It's tough. Illinois, yeah. I mean, well, not Illinois, whatever. What city did I say that was in? In Evanston,
Evansville.
Illinois. That'll work. That shit wouldn't fly in Tampa. I already know. It's not. It's first of all, this is more Hispanic than anything over in Tampa, which I love. I love my, Spanish people. Don't get me wrong, but like with our governor, hell no, he would make us
Oh,
he would make us
hey,
pay money somehow. All right, I'm
just for
signing a bill to
bringing
make all black people pay money every time they say the word black.
just for bringing up even the thought of it, like, oh, you want what?
Yeah.
Oh,
You want
oh,
what?
no, 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 I'm gonna
You see what
charge
I
you
did to
now because
Disney?
now,
You see what I did to Disney? Nobody's untouchable to King DeSantis.
uh,
Anyways, shout out
he's
to
losing that
Evanston Bill.
battle.
Hopefully, they spending that money well.
Yeah,
I'm ready
definitely,
for what
definitely.
the Florida if you guys are.
Yes, let's go ahead and jump into what Florida.
What's up, Colin? Forget what you heard about the whole reparation thing. Plug your ears. This is black people's problem.
How you doing, guys?
I'm good.
You told me. You told me.
Oh
I
man,
can be
oh
in on it.
man.
What we got? What we
Oh,
got?
I got some good ones for us
What do you
today.
got for us,
And just
Sean?
because Colin, you wanted one so they weren't all in the same area, I made sure they were not all in the same area. So there you go.
Was that what it was
I
last
got you.
week?
Yeah, they're all in the same area. So,
Oh, you won though. I swear you won last week.
Yeah,
Did you?
last week it was all
I did. Oh,
Central
my bad.
Florida,
I'm just
Central
winning so
Florida,
much.
Central
I'm
Florida.
starting to lose count.
You won.
Sorry, I'm just
Anyway,
kidding. You won a couple too.
so we got a good one. We've got a good one for you guys today.
I've had my days.
One, we're gonna start off with a video. I'm gonna play this video for you first.
All right, make
There's
sure it's
not
less
gonna
than
be any
6 seconds.
sound.
All right, good. Because they keep
There's not gonna
slapping
be
me with
any
that copyright
sound.
thing.
Oh, they do. Oh, okay. It won't be any sound to it, and it's from a news station, so we should be okay. But bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Full screen.
What's your shirt
Full
say, Colin?
screen. There we go. There we go.
Me what? My execution. Oh,
Says my
I
execution
get
might
that.
be
I think I get
televised.
that. Oh,
Speaking of reparations, I think it's for like black people. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, I've been arrested once.
Like police
Get my money
brutality.
back for
But I
that.
like the
I
shirt,
got
so I
pulled
bought
over. I
it.
got a ticket. I'm wanted in
You guys
Georgia.
I got pulled
Apparently, I'm wanted
over.
in Georgia.
all right. So first, what the first W
What the
I couldn't even get it out. I couldn't even get it. First, what the Florida story today. Florida
All right.
burglar wearing a box on his head, blows cover, bungles the robbery. Before I even read the story, I got a video for you to watch so you can see just how smart he was.
All right.
Young Florida man
Uh-huh.
charged with animal cruelty for using a baby gator to shotgun a twisted tea. Yeah. So the picture
what?
is he is the picture is, and I cannot show you the picture because it
Oh.
would definitely give away where this story happened at. Is of a younger Caucasian male with a baby alligator in his hand, and he has the gator gripping the twisted tea, and he's shotgunning the twisted tea.
I guess that's the only
Here's
way
the
you can drink
story.
twisted teas is if there's an alligator involved. You know what I mean?
The Florida Fish
Balance.
and Wildlife Conservation Commission has charged a Florida man with Florida a Florida minor, with animal cruelty after seeing the worst kind of clout chasing video circulating on social media.
Worst kind of
Video,
cloud chasing video. That's funny.
hey, I don't write it, I just read it. The video
A
recorded
minor.
last Thursday in a Florida Hardee's parking lot shows a group of teens handling a juvenile alligator roughly. One uses the gator's teeth to
Juvenile
puncture a
alligator.
can of Arizona twisted tea, then shotgun the alcoholic beverage with the young reptile still clamped to the aluminum can. The lack of respect and responsibility shown toward this animal was disappointing to see. This serves a strong reminder of the consequences of such behavior.
Wow. No wonder he was drinking the twisted tea. He's a minor. Duh.
Mm.
Twisted tea.
First story. That's
I'm not too mad at that story, though. I'm not a big fan of alligators and anything in the water that
Yeah.
would like to eat you.
Let's see how much of a fan you are of this story.
Okay.
Florida man hides a bullet in his testicles when being taken to jail. Yes, that's right. This is a genital joke. A genital
He
story.
got shot?
No. On July 13th, jail personnel made a surprising discovery doing a strip search of accused fraudster Michael Keanu Brennan, 24.
If that's
Hidden
even his
beneath
real
his
name.
hidden beneath his testicles, they found a live bullet. Why would you even bring that to
Wait,
the?
a live bullet? Was it traveling still?
Why would you even bring a bullet to the? I mean, oh my goodness!
I once caught a bullet
why?
with my testicles.
This is why. Brennan had been apprehended by the police for allegedly using stolen information on a credit card to pay for a luxurious 17-night vacation rental
Oh,
in Florida. Upon searching his rented home, authorities discovered a plethora of forged identification documents, including driver's licenses, checks, social security cards, credit cards, debit cards, and various names, all in various names. Brennan apparently confessed to purchasing an identification document from the internet, which he then used to secure his accommodation.
internet. Goddamn internet.
As Brennan was being processed at the jail, he was cautioned about the potential consequences of smoking drugs or contraband, which, by the way, ammunition is contraband, into the jail.
What did he need a bullet under his nuts for? Like in prison?
That's what I'm.
Where's the rest of the gun?
That is why
Like, he
that's why
swallowed
I'm
the
still stuck on the story. That's why I'm
clip.
still stuck. I don't know. Like, what were you thinking? Despite his denial, a diligent deputy. I guess we're using the word diligent to describe the guy who does this to you.
Too diligent, deputy.
Who raises you up a little bit. A diligent deputy uncovered a concealed, and it's not even a big bullet, by the way. A concealed .22 caliber bullet nestled underneath the suspect's genitalia. As detailed in a court affidavit, a second deputy collected the ammunition, verifying that it was still live and had not been fired.
What? I'm trying to picture this situation. One cop is holding his nuts up while the other one is like, yeah, that's a bullet for sure, but I don't see a gun anywhere. I don't know what this dude was planning on doing. Yeah, ass shots.
I know, right? Further, the discovery
shoot it out of
resulted in
your
an
penis?
additional felony charge for Brennan as he had introduced contraband into a detention facility. After posting a bond of $15,000, Brennan was eventually released from custody the following morning. Further investigation revealed that Brennan likely resided in another Florida suburb as he possessed a Bahamas passport and driver's license in his own name at the time of the
Why did they
arrest.
let him out of jail?
Yes.
This dude they literally caught him with
red-handed.
so much different forms of stolen identity. And then it's like, you know what? He paid his bail. I mean, the bullet thing was kind of weird, but whatever. He paid for it. You know what I mean? And then, of course, oh my God. This must, like, the cops must have been like related to him. They must have known him in some way, like a cousin or something, or like, you know, your nephew's like, oh God, my nephew, I don't know, man. He's a bad one. All right.
I don't know. Anyway, those are your two Florida stories. Since you guys know the first one, we go ahead and start with the first Florida story. You guys can go ahead and take your guess.
South Florida, Miami-Dade County. Final answer. What about you, Colin?
Oh no, come on, Colin. We're playing this one out. Come on.
Don't tell me you're
Plan
gonna
it
copy
out.
me.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Don't tell me you're gonna copy
I'm gonna
me.
go north.
All
right, we'll
I'm
skip
gonna
that
go
one.
down from Miami. We skip that one. That's one for one, both of you. Second one, the young Florida man who was using the alligator's
The Gator. Shotgun
Yeah.
the Gator, man. That's some hillbilly stuff. But I'm gonna say St. Pete. I'm gonna say Central.
You're gonna say Central on that one. Okay. Don't say
Got it.
Central. All right.
Is there echo in here?
This,
I'm gonna go.
this
Central
happened
too.
in Plant City. So as we all know, that's right down the street. It is Central Florida.
Wow, I'm getting better at this.
Yeah.
Last story, Bullet Ball Boy. That's definitely. I'm gonna stick with Central.
Let's stick with Central. Going anywhere north. All right. Sticking with Central help.
North.
This
I'm going
happened
north.
in
Polk.
This happened at Indian Rocks Beach here, in St. Pete.
Close
Indian
enough.
Rocks Beach.
I won.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
There's
What's
no
going on?
north
They're-
stories.
nothing.
Why
They're
is there
being good
never any
lately.
north?
They're being good
No
lately.
crime?
What happens up there?
0%? Giving out reparations? Great up there.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
I need school to be back in. So
Well, I guess they did
Florida
fuck
State
up because they didn't get
fuck
into
up.
Florida. But shots fired. Boo boo boo.
Oh.
Ooh. Might eat those words.
And
Ooh,
to our listeners, that was the Ciroc the Mic.
Colin,
Take care of the weekly review
we
at
just lost
Ciroc
a
the Mic.
viewer.
Ciroc the Mic Incorporated.
.com.
All right.
Anyways.
Well, that has been Florida. Do you have anything else for our guests?
No, man. I'm on a streak of I'm on a streak of winning. You know what I mean? Got my haircut, feel like a new man. Like I said, it's hot outside. Stay cool. And we got some interviews coming up, some changes coming up in the next couple of weeks here. So make sure you guys make sure you follow, like, share, do everything that everyone else always tells you to do. So yeah, have a good weekend. Be safe out there. That's about it.
All right. Sounds good. Hey, those of you guys who are our listeners and who are our most loyal listeners, be ready. We may have some things coming around the bend that will excite you and get you even more ready to bring some more viewers to our show. So stay tuned, watch the message boards, and keep watching and keep hitting those likes. We thank you for staying tuned. I have nothing else, so I will end on this has been the weekly review with Sean Ciroc. I am Sean the King Notorious.
And it's your boy Ciroc the Mic. Peace.
Thanks for listening.